All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Light's starting to go crazy. I don't know if they're manually doing it or it's just Satan's things. So what they would do is create a bad experience going to church. Again, psychological and metaphysical and physical blocks, psychological operation there. Give you in a second. I just got to keep focused on the directions of the church there. Just make sure I don't falter. And how to get there, I just back up here. Head west on West 135th Street or Melrose Street, Melrose Lane. All right, so there's another yellow light. Big traffic accident over here. Parkland Park PD's there. Alternative colored vehicles. Actually wanted me to go straight. Awesome. Straight. Made one turn and it totally changed my route. I caught two red lights already. Not a big deal, all of you. I'm already saved. I know I'm going to heaven. Shrug. I probably won't get to do the what do they call that sacrament today. It's not God, it's them. But again, God used it to destroy Satan and Satan's minion on the planet. So I was just hopping in the shower and quick conversation came up. Joseph Smith came up, and well, I never did post that photo. I don't think we had a conversation. I looked at his photo and we had a conversation, or his an artwork rendering. So he uh, he says, "Remember, Larry. Remember when my ministry began. Remember when Jesus' ministry began. Analyze. Well, we all together, all three of us came up with the idea is that I have to analyze because I've been doing this awakened again. I've my whole life I've tried to be nice to people, but I've been doing this awakened for I have to recenter this for about 22 years. Well, we got into conversation. I'll say, I live longer than Jesus. I live longer than Joseph. Right. But again, it's the inside that counts. So there's a lot going on that you don't see on the planet. A lot that you see on the planet that actually isn't going on, not the way that's being represented. So, so again, Joseph, I forget the eight. Yeah, it's about that time, right? It's the same thing. It's crucifixion. We, as far as metaphysical, we call this crucifixion. What they're doing to me, what they did to Joseph, what they did to Jesus, of course, is a physical crucifixion. Correct. Yeah, but why would I go left? I don't get it. But I guess it's, maybe there's traffic. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to hook up with the deacons before the service. I mean, maybe they could do it afterwards, but it's no big deal. It'd probably be better for me to do it next week. It's flaring up again. Again, it'll happen when it happens. Okay, look out for, I don't know who this is in this statue here, but look out for Joseph Smith's wife. It's in the spirit. She's trying to communicate. That's communication I receive. I haven't been hearing from her. So his promptings might be coming through, but her promptings and other things aren't coming through her messaging. Mm, mm, mm. It's like, Yeshua ben David, 33 years old, they killed him. I'd say, probably from what I read, again, I only know what I'm reading and then kind of feel my way through it, seeing. He's about 6 years old, I guess, for him when he started. 6, 7, something like that. Well, there is testimony from Islamic sources, and they would be Arabic sources, that Jesus was on as a child. He was already preaching. What up, Popo? That's a traditional color vehicle. More like it. Bet, right, bet. Get in front of you. Get in front of you. I got to think. Lucky I got gas yesterday, so that worked out. Usually I'd go to church, I'd be like on empty. So, well, that woman's a healer, the one I thought yesterday, and she's probably like very liberal, and she might actually be gay. I don't know. She strikes me as gay, but I talked to her about religion, and she had a couple questions, and she's like, "What's the best religion that you found?" and all this, and I stopped her there, because I knew there was something there. It was loaded, right? So I said, this is long, first met when we first met, right? And I said, God told me something long, long time ago. I don't know if I said it that way or I said just out that, religion is man's interaction with God, not necessarily God's interaction with man. Right. Well, we have agency. Here's an example of like a group agency. Group and individual. We have agency as far as God will be receptive to anything that works. Srila Prabhupada of the Hare Krishna says, just offer something to God, a little leaf, in a cup of water. He'll take it. He said, God will take your offering. And that's true. Well, a lot of what's going on here is planetary mess. So what you're doing is you're operating the planet. The LDS is operating the planet to get people saved. Now, where they get saved, as long as you're open to accepting, God's plan. Again, you don't even have to think that hard about it. Whatever God wants. If you're one of those people, then everything you do, you might actually get somebody into, like the other day you had the Baptist people. It's a form of Hinduism. Well, I'm connected to them also. I've been connected for years, but I haven't seen them recently. But I don't think I ever went to one of them. I healed their temples, but I don't think I ever went to their. See, once you heal a temple or something, generally you're part of that community. Now the trick is to get in there physically, because the deep state's a bunch of devils running around trying to manipulate that away, right? So, but as long as you're opening, I mean, could they get to the Baptist temple? Start a life as a Hindu. So Rabbi Jacob Emden knew something was up with Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And back then he called it the Mohammedans, but it's pretty much bigger than that. Well, so the planet puts you asleep. And even if I can see it, I can't remember, and I can't see everything I need to see and remember. So it's a system. The religious systems help you wake up a little bit, and see some things and figure out how to move. A lot of people make it about themselves and they miss it. It's motorcycle cop. Miss it became missile. So somebody was going to. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's twofold. One, that cop was cursed to be run over on his motorcycle or her motorcycle. Heal that. Heal. I guess people are speeding up in here, and this is a speed trap. There's another cop. Yes, thanks. So Steve. So, but also, those are also within Iran's repertoire. So, they do in Europe a lot of times. Okay, so when I spoke about Iran, now I was being taken down. I'm supposed to get up for that. So again, the planet's not doing what it's supposed to. If the planet was normal, I would have entered into religion and never been out of religion. Again, I didn't leave religion. I was forced out by the deep state. Some people, even your doctor, if they harass your doctor may not want to see you anymore and will you away. And then these people have money. Your doctor has money. Churches have money. See how that works? That's one of the problems. Because now their will is your will. If you're a person that wills things, is multiplied by your money and your status and all that stuff. But yet you could be just a poor person and have a lot of willpower because of whatever Satan rewarded you. So which means if they get irritated at me and want me to disappear and they will it, then it happens. There's no way around it. I mean, it could actually even cause their church to disappear at a certain point. But God will usually pull me out before that happens. Thanks, Larry. Mm-hmm. Now, I didn't look like I was going to go to church first off. First off, it did. Then started pointing trigger, and I'm like, It looks like it's still the lower lumbar. And it looks like if they would have stayed away from me and I could have got all the massage and all the treatment like I did this time, I probably would have got the surgery within a year or so. It would have went away. I'd have been fine. I had a little discomfort down there, but not like what I've been dealing with. Well, when you're younger like that, I would have been like 56 or something. It makes sense because you got a lot of time ahead. And again, my health faltered because I couldn't keep my life up like I needed to. I get them a little early, but I don't know if I'm earlier enough to do the sacrament. Besides, I might want to watch it one more time just to focus on what they want me to do. What I might do is touch base with them this week and tell them I want to do it next week. Just so I can meditate on it. Probably a better way to do it. So yeah, so Joseph, is in his teen years, if I'm right, and then right. So if I could have received this prompt, or at least messaging, if not prompting, years ago, I could have figured this out a little better as to how it was working. That could be a deep stater. If you get beeped at, it doesn't mean it's a deep stater, but it could be a deep stater. What they'll do is they'll act like you're driving crazy in traffic or something and look at you. I've even had them in Oklahoma start talking to me. They were trying to set me up. Right. Try to see if they could get me to road rage. Right. And it's not a test. They're trying to psychologically operate the person into road rage. From what I can tell, they were dope dealers, probably. Could have been sex traffickers. May have even been the cannabis people. And I can only investigate the level I can investigate. Well, what happened in Oklahoma, there was a hostile takeover by those cannabis people. And then, I said something, the state started ruling them, and getting it under control. Like, I don't know what you're all doing, but just saying. And then having Jonathan Nichols issue, I'm wondering if that was a hit on him to get the cannabis forward. I don't know what his stance on it is. I'll kill people, man. They're sick. Now I'll talk to him when I get to church, I guess, about maybe doing it next week. But I want to touch base with them this week, and then they'll tell me what I'm going to do, and then I'll watch that person or the people that are doing it, just to have it Be more intentional about it. Yeah, that's one of the things that powers the spiritual and the spirit. Because like I say, again, if Satan says you're nonchalant about it, then that could affect your walk, affect how well the church can operate, all that kind of stuff. Well, it's Satan's planet. Satan has the way here. He really does. So it's amazing that God can do what he's doing. But if you really understand what God's doing, then it doesn't matter, because what God's actually doing is just having people come home. Well, because you were created perfect. So all the things we do here to perfect is not necessary. I did this for 20 something years, 21 years. Because how does God create perfection? Even if he wants to see something, see how well you handle something. It's not really that. That's part of the mortal place, but not part of God. You say God's system to let you have a good life. So if I went to the LDS church and I would have done all the stuff they wanted me to do, I would have had a great life. I've been married, I had a house. But it may have actually, because it was so evil on the planet, and it may have ruined the church or ruined people. Like, in other words, I get in there and another 100,000 can't get it. Do you understand that difference? It's because it's not about me. It's not about you. It's about the collective salvation. Thank you, Nick. That's all it's about. So when I selected soul winning as my forte or my focus in when I went into the church, not that I was able to stay long enough to really get where I wanted to with it, but I was correct. That's the most important thing. Soul winning. The rest is just here. It's temporal. A lot of things you do here is temporal. Again, you need it in the afterlife, but it's your natural state of being. So you're not actually working on yourself. You're waking up to yourself. That's your created state of being. So you see, I had the extra stuff. That's why I destroyed it. But see, God then uses it. So if God puts me on the planet to do this work and they destroy me, then God uses that to power other things. Well, Satan would have attacked the church and then maybe another 100,000 people, whatever the number. It could be a million. I don't know what the number is. Wouldn't find the church. But at this point in this stage in time, God says, okay, now go to this church.